Look, it all started in Little League in Columbus at Rigdon Park down there. I played for Dan Pate, and I was a snotty-nosed kid that got traded from the Cardinals to the Astros. That right there started my journey on baseball, and Columbus is always going to be in my heart. Um, I always, at 10 years old, I always wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, and it started there, and it just trickled up the ladder. And I was one of those kids that I wanted to stay out of trouble. Baseball is one of those avenues for me to stay out of trouble. So just being able to play the sport for as long as I did, and then going to coaching and represent Columbus, that's really big for me.
Playing at Columbus High School, you had quite the coach who's, we all have heard his name. We all know the records, the accolades, but Bobby Howard, how much did he help you on that track to one day playing in the major leagues?
Coach Howard was the main coach that instilled baseball discipline into me. It's just like he did with other players. Coach Howard has an impeccable record. He's a baseball coach that knows how to relate to young kids, and he gave us a structure for off the field and on the field. And you know, Coach Howard, I give him a ton of credit for where I am today.
And you had a lot of success in high school. I want to say I heard somewhere that your batting average senior year was 488. Is that true?
That's what I heard. I don't know. I got to see it on paper. That's what I heard. Matter of fact, I think one of the Mann brothers' kids broke my record that was sitting there for a long time, and he actually texted me and told me. But hey, I don't look at the numbers, but I was pretty pleased at what I did. But I'm glad he was able to break it too. I'm just glad I was able to just contribute to Columbus High's success.
Of course, you get drafted by the LA Dodgers. You go from playing for Bobby Howard here in Columbus to playing for another big time manager in Tommy Lasorda. Talk to me about that jump and, of course, playing for Tommy.
I always give Tommy Lasorda credit because he's the guy that called down and say, we want Garey Ingram up here. If he didn't make that call, I would have never got my opportunity. Tommy Lasorda is a great manager, and he will throw you in the fire, which he did to me, but I think all that happened for a reason, and it made me into a better ball player.
Well, you spent some time here in Columbus as a minor league coach with Catfish down at Golden Park at the time, now renamed Synovus Park. What kind of memories do you have at that ballpark?
First of all, when the Columbus Astros hit, I was down there, man. It's always memories down there at Golden Park, the stadium. I remember our grounds crew guy, Brock Van Fossen. He made our field surface immaculate. So that's one of the main things that I do remember about the historic value of Golden Park, and that's where it all started for me.
Of course, later you coached for the AA Braves in Mississippi. How cool was that to be able to, be within the Braves organization, being that you grew up right here in Georgia?
Absolutely. Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. You know what? It's sad to see them leave Jackson, but at the same time, they're coming to Columbus, Georgia. I'll be able to now see how it was then to how it is now when I come back home from time to time. But being with the Braves, that was an honor. That was when I got my first elevated hitting coach, just because that's where all the prospects were in AA. And that was it. I was able to get hands-on, teaching and talk to them kids and help figure out, like Albies, Swanson came through there, Camargo. So that was really big for me. But, it's in Columbus now, so now I'm going to have to come down here and support them in Columbus.
Being that the AA team is now in Columbus, what kind of baseball can fans expect down at Synovus Park this season?
Everybody is really worried about the name, but it's bigger than the name. You got the Atlanta Braves right up the road, and you're going to see top executives, you're going to see top prospects, you're going to see major league rehabbers that are coming in to come through Columbus, Georgia. And like I said, it's going to be one of those things where if you get an opportunity to go down to check those players out, go to the games, because you can see the Michael Harrises, you can see the Striders, and it's just a real short drive for them to go from Columbus to the big league club. And I think that's going to be the most exciting part for fans to see.
Garey, we're here at the Chattahoochee Valley Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We're minutes away from you actually being inducted. Tell me about that honor, what it means to you, and what's it mean to be back in Columbus for you?
It was a shock to me. I'm a low-key, humble guy. You might not even know I'm around. It hadn't sunk in yet, but I think after I walk off that stage and get that plaque, that's when it's going to be like the work was well worth it.
There's a kid watching this out there. What advice would you have to him?
Be on time, number one. Work hard. Not everybody makes it to the top level, but If you got the heart and the desire and the work ethic, you're gonna go as far as you want to go. So other than that, that's what I would say to the kids out there. Make sure you work hard.
Garey, I really appreciate you doing this interview. Congratulations again on the Chattahoochee Hall of Fame induction. We really appreciate you taking the time with us.
I appreciate it, man. I thank all of you guys.